This video will demonstrate the histology of osseous tissue, or bone tissue. The functional unit of bone is called an osteon, and that consists of a central canal and all of its concentric lamellae. Lamellae is just a word that means layer, and concentric means having the same center. So they're all of the layers going around the central canal. Some features we're going to be able to identify on this bone tissue is the osteon with its central canal, the lacunae, canaliculi, and then the lamellae. I'll be using a slide from the University of Michigan Medical School and also from the Ohio State University Medical Center. This is the slide from the University of Michigan, and this is called ground bone, and so they've ground the bone very fine. And so it's almost transparent, but all of the living cells have been taken out of it, so all we see is the hard matrix that's left. Osseous tissue is a connective tissue, and connective tissue is defined as living cells with a non-living matrix. And so the living cells have been removed, but the non-living matrix is left. And when I look at bone, I think of tree rings, the growth rings on a tree. And so all of these holes here are the central canals. All of those are central canals. And then all of the layers around those central canals are the concentric lamellae. And so this is one osteon, this is an osteon, here's another one. So we see several of these osteons in arrangement. Now this is the compact bone. There's also spongy bone, but it won't have the same type of arrangement of osteons. As we magnify it even more, so I have a central canal, then like here's one layer, and there's another layer, and another layer. Now these little dark areas here, these are the lacunae. In the living bone, that's where the cells would live. The osteocytes would have been found in those lacunae. And connecting those lacunae are these little kind of string-like structures here, and those are the canaliculi. And if we think about the fact that this hard matrix, or this matrix of the bone, is hard, the nutrients that are coming from the central canal, which would contain blood vessels, the nutrients that are coming from here would have to diffuse through a solid matrix, and that's just not going to be able to happen. And so we have these little channels and the canaliculi that go from from the central canal to a canaliculi, or to one lacunae, then through a canaliculi to another lacunae, and then to the next one. And you can see how then we can get all the way out to these outer cells here. Now sometimes, so this is a central canal and this is a central canal, and sometimes we have some channels called perforating channels or canals that connect two central canals together. So let's see if I can find one here. Okay, so this one, this would actually have been a central or an osteon here, and there's another osteon here, and then there's kind of a canal connecting the two, and this would be called a perforating canal. There's another one right here that we can see completely separate osteon with a canal between, and so that's the perforating canal. The central canal is the one that's in the middle. I'm going to go over here to the Ohio State University Medical Center, and this is a sample of bone that they have. And I still see my osteons here, but they're arranged a little bit differently, and I see a whole bunch of lacunae just going around in this direction without going around a central canal. These are called circumferential lamellae. These go all the way around the surface of the, or not the surface of the bone, but the outside of the bone, and that is one of the structures that allows the bone to get wider. Are these, they're not concentric lamellae, they're circumferential lamellae. I hope this video helps you understand the histology of bone tissue.